Hi there, my name's Anthony Taylor, and I want to talk to you today about networking. So, as a lot of entrepreneurs know, networking can be a crucial part of running and growing a successful business. And whether you have an online or offline business, sometimes you're forced to network, even against your will. Let's say you go to a dinner party or even a social function. Then, more often than not, people start asking you about work, and really it's an opportunity to at least practice your pitch or create new customers and opportunities. So, what I want to share with you today are 3 tips that I've used that have helped me make networking the most effective for me, even for non-networkers or non-type A social people. Again, you're forced to do networking sometimes, even with a world of online marketing and all that. So here are 3 tips that you can use to make networking really work for you and not make it a painful process. Actually enjoy the process of socializing, meeting people, and networking for business. So the first one is connect with the human being. At the end of the day, people do business with people. Even if you're online, you have to connect with a human. And so really understand the person that you're talking to first before you start talking to them about business. That means that when you meet them, don't just hand them your card right away because it's super effing annoying. Make sure that you actually understand what that person's name is, what they're about, who they are, and then if it's appropriate, exchange cards and move that transaction on. So if you're ever looking for things to talk about, an easy to remember acronym is FORM, F-O-R-M. Stands for family, occupation, recreation, message. So you realize that there's 4 steps. So family, obviously family, occupation, what do you do? Recreation, what do you do for fun? And message. If you're really actively trying to sell or talk to that person or get them to become a partner or a customer, then there's a few sort of rungs of the ladder that you have to climb first. What do I mean by rungs of a ladder? Basically, think of a conversation like it's a back and forth, or should be back and forth, because you don't want to just be talking the whole time. So every time you have a back and forth, picture you're climbing one rung of the ladder. You say something, goes up. They say something, goes up. You say something, goes up. They say something, goes up. Don't talk about business until you're up 5 rungs of the ladder. Okay, let me just say that for emphasis. Don't talk about business, don't sell them until you're up a few of the rungs of the ladder. So one of the things I say all the time, and I actually learned this from John Maxwell, is that you have to connect before you pull with people. So you know those claw games where you drop down and you go and then try to pull up and get the thing? Think of that with people. Is that if you actually haven't connected with the person, if you haven't understood them as a human being, and then you start to spew all over them about what your business is or what you're trying to do, there's no way that they're going to get on board with it. So what you need to do is create, a background of relatedness and show that you actually understand who that person is, what they care about, what's important, and then, if appropriate, talk to them about business. Okay, so we'll go through those steps. If you're looking for things to talk to them about, talk about family. Are you married? Do you have kids? Oh, how big are your kids? Oh, are you from Vancouver? Where does your family live? What's your background? Things like that. Obviously, be culturally sensitive and sensitive to the situation, but as an example, you can ask people about their family. Occupation. So, what do you do? What do you like about it? I personally hate the question, what do you do? Especially if it's asked upon shaking hands. Oh, nice to meet you. What do you do? I find it super annoying, but I understand that some people like to just connect right off the bat. I rather know who the person is and then ask them what their job is. But what do you do as an occupation? Recreation. This is probably the easiest topic of conversation and has the most amount of areas that you could go in. What do you do for fun? What did you do this weekend? Have you gone on any vacations recently? What's your favorite place to go eat? It creates so many opportunities for conversation and really an opportunity for you to not only find out who they are, but find out where you have areas in common. Oh, you love Japanese food. I love Japanese food. I like this place. And you can add value to the person and create a relationship right away without having anything to do with business. Okay, so that's number 1. create a background of relatedness, and get to understand the person that you're talking to. Connect before you pull. The second thing is when you're talking to them, and if you've actually gotten to a point where you can talk about business in their terms, in the sense, what can you do for them? So what you're saying and what you're explaining is really an opportunity for them. Okay? Because a lot of times, and I've been super guilty of this, about talking about my stuff or, really selling them. And at the end of the day, I'm just thinking about myself. Oh, I want to get a new customer. I want that if I get them, it's going to be such a great deal for me, and always thinking about me. Put it in their perspective. Think of them. Think about what they might want. And when you're sharing about what you do, put it as an opportunity for them to basically say, yes, I'm interested in taking advantage of that, or no, I have no interest in taking advantage of that. But really, it's the key word, taking advantage of it. So whatever you're sharing with the people that you're networking or meeting or even selling online, present it in the form of an opportunity for them. Okay? Which leads into my third point, is that if you're networking and meeting people and exchanging cards and getting tons of contacts, you're not expected to be everybody's best friend, okay? You might have 30 business cards at the end of an event, which is not uncommon, and you're going to say, oh my God, what do I do with these people? First, follow up. Even if you just send them a message saying, hey, it was great to meet you, it was nice to talk about this, and I look forward to chatting again in the future, okay? You should always follow up because it's just sort of an act of politeness. If you actually really connected with a person and really had a conversation, you probably want to circle back and at least close the loop on it. I would rather have really good conversations with 5 or 10 people than shitty conversations with 30 or 40 people. Okay? A deeper relationship is way better than top-level surface relationships. So what I recommend next is connect with them online so that you can keep track of them or keep in touch with them in the future. So you could add them on Twitter, you can add them on Facebook if appropriate, and more often than not, the best thing to do is connect with them on LinkedIn. Here's why. Even if they're not a customer for you now, even if they're not a customer for you ever, or a client or a partner, there's still a lot of value in keeping in touch with them. One, you might be able to help them in the future, which is exactly why you go out networking and connect with people. And alternatively, they might be able to help you in the future. Your business career, if you're going to be an entrepreneur or a successful business owner, you're going to be doing this for a very, very long time. You're probably not doing it for 6 or 12 months. This will probably be a several years thing. And people change careers, they change jobs, they change countries, and they have other connections that they can make for you. And if you continually add value and continue creating opportunities for the people that you meet, they're going to want to help you. Again, it might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but I can certainly say that relationships that I've built over years have resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars only because I kept in touch with that person, I kept adding value to them, connecting genuinely with who they were as a person, not because they were going to create a paycheck for me later on. So, as a recap, 3 great tips on how to make networking work for you and be successful for you and enjoyable. Connect with the human being. Use form, family, occupation, relationship, message to actually understand the person that you're talking to so that you can connect as a human being before you even start talking about business. Number 2, if you do start talking about business, present whatever you're talking about, whatever your work is, as an opportunity for them in their ears. They don't care about you, they care about themselves. So figure out a way to make it worthwhile for them. And last, connect with the person online and build a relationship over time. It'll prove dividends, it'll pay dividends, and you'll get access to their network, and who knows, you might make some really good friends. Some of the best friends I have in my life now came from networking, came from follow-up, and came from relationship building. So I hope that helps you make networking more effective for you, make it more enjoyable for you, and at the end of the day, more successful for you and everybody that you meet. So my name's Anthony C. Taylor at SME Strategy, and I look forward to sharing with you again. Thanks so much, and have an awesome day.